Well, last week in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, when we were supposed to race, this is the site covered in snow. We had a huge snowstorm that came around, but this week it is clear, sunny, and very warm. And here in Winston-Salem, they honor the modified racing there at Bowman Gray Stadium. But there is another bull ring we're going to honor today, and that is the AAR Speedway, which is hosting today's DNQ Cup, Busch, and IROC Series race for the DNQ Dirt Series. Some of the great DNQ Busch Series paint schemes are here tonight, and we are ready to go racing.
Welcome back to 2016. I am Bill Chester with Barry Mack here alongside of me. What an offseason it's been after two canceled races, terrible weather in the Charlotte area. I am glad to be back here at this racetrack. And first and foremost, I want to apologize for the quality of the tripod that is here holding this camera, because if it falls over, Charles Lewandowski sold it to us. Barry Mack, what have you got to say? Tim Nye, who won the championship outright last year, his old lady shit-canned him, his car owner shit-canned him. Who's going to be the guy to beat this year?
Guys, when you think about the things that Tim Nye has gone through, you've got to consider the word adversity. Tim Nye has hit rock bottom, and it's up to him to gather himself together and make himself into a championship contender this year. I'm not excited to be here. We've only had about a month and a half off, and to be honest with you, Bill, I was enjoying my weekends at home with my old lady slamming the thing out. But now we're back at the racetrack, and I'm freezing my ass off out here today. I think what we're going to have is a new set of young rookies emerge as championship contenders as this year goes on.
All right, speaking of freezing your ass off, I'm going to throw it down to the Charles Lewandowski weather report, and I'm going to let y'all know how cold it is out here today.
Well, guys, looking down here, it looks like we're at a solid 55 degrees here today. Sunset will happen at 6 p.m., and a quote from Charles Lewandowski down on the ground says, "Should be great racing weather. Not a bad deal out there today." Guys, I think we're going to have some great racing today. Notice the prefab building in the back there will provide a lot of shade to the racetrack, which will change the conditions on today's race.
All right, so Barry, you're obviously very in touch with social media and with what's going on in this world. But I want to tell you what's going on with these tires right here. The tire game is very big here in DNQ, and we got a lot of experts down there in the pit area with them tires doing them tires. So tell us about them tires and what's going to win with them tires.
Well, Bill, I was actually reading Donald Trump's latest tweet about why he's going to make America great again. And I encourage everybody to visit DonaldJTrump.com to learn more about him. Now, to talk about the tires, yes, that was not a paid endorsement. To talk about the tires, we've got 3 tire sets that are here today. We've got Firestones, Vegas, and we've got some other shit, Hoosiers. Hoosiers are them hard-ass tires that won't wear out on you. They'll just blow. Firestones are so old, I don't even know who showed up with Firestones or why they would come here with Firestones. The last time I seen Firestones here was when Dick Trickle actually used to run go-kart races. I just got word from the cameraman I was moving out of the shot. So let me come a little closer here. And then there's the Vegas. Now, Vegas makes a soft and a hard tire. I don't see a soft tire here today. I see a hard tire. And it's freezing. So cold out here today, my balls are inside my stomach. So I don't know why someone would show up with a hard Vegas tire.
I don't know either, Bear Mac. Let's throw it back down there to the pit area, and we'll get some more insight.
Let's look at some of the tire selection here tonight, and we're looking at some tire wars, and these are what these guys are running here tonight, Barry.
Yeah, well, notice we got some Hoosiers, Vegas, and Firestones out here tonight. And, Bill, I want to know why we got some of these guys running these different tire compounds.
So you see, Dylan Ward, who runs this joint, he's got the track tire, the Hoosier tire on, and he is very comfortable with that, and he was fast. He was fast last year, fast in practice. He knows how to make it work. Now you see the LJ McQuarrie, he's got the red Vega, the harder of the 2 Vega, where most people have the yellow Vega. They know how to make that work. That's where they run the rest of the year, the Millbridge. They know how that tire works. And you see Buskirk there, who was a contender at the end of last year, still couldn't win worth the but he's got them Firestones on. He thinks he's going to trick these guys and go to the front. So we'll see how it works. But I'm guessing that Hoosier or that Vega is going to be what wins this race.
You see the shadows on the front stretch already from the media center. You know Bob Parker's in there. He's working his little buns off, his little Jewish bagel buns. What do you got to say about what to expect out of here in the Busch heat races?
Well, guys, looking at the media center right now, I see media members who are over 300 pounds tweeting faster than they can eat the shitty lobster mac and cheese they've had for the same last 10 years. Now, when we talk about the Busch Series, I don't really know anybody in the Busch Series other than the champion. If you notice, anybody who works in the highest level of this sport don't know shit about the Busch Series other than who the champion was. Now, Luis Delgado, he may pray to Mecca and may get a lot of hell for that, but he's a champion.
No, he is not a champion. But let's send it down there to the heat races.
Perfect.
Well, there were heat races we had earlier today, and the first one was the IROC Series heat race. We saw Nick Collins in the lead earlier for that. He started to fall out of the seat, and that opened the door for Dylan Ward, who took the win in the IROC Series heat race. Very good win for him. No surprise there. In the DNQ Busch Series, it was Steve Red Baron Nivison who was part of some of that. Zach Marquardt and Jordan Rummers got into it. He won the heat race in the Busch Series, and he is down there with us. Let's talk to him real quick.
Well, Steve, I saw you unload that grape van earlier today, full of Skittles and Milk Duds inside. Tell me how that Red Baron Pizza car was going today. How are you handling out there in that heat race?
It didn't feel too bad. It was through practice we learned quite a bit, changing a bunch of stagger and changing tires, moving tires in and out, changing cross, changing camber. Felt pretty good. A little tight in 1 and 2. If I didn't hit my marks correctly, it'd be loose in 3 and 4, but not bad.
Steve, since you raked Richie Stone last year, are you glad that he's not here today to seek any vengeance on you?
If he was here, I'd probably already been on my head and punched in the face 18 times. So yeah, I'm glad he's not here, but I do miss the Rolling Stones. I wish they were here.
All right, Steve, well, thank you for coming with your great van, and good luck tonight.
Thank you very much, and I want to thank Richie Stone, because Richie Stone does help me a lot, and I want to thank Tim and Denise Williams and all the whole Markham bunch, and I'd like to thank Eddie DeHunt, too, for putting on the series.
Well, good to see Steve Nivison talking about that. Heat race number 2 featured a lot of peasants, including last year's winner, Luis Delgado. He did not take home the win in this heat. It was Stormin' Tim Norman took home the win. Let's talk to him.
Tim Norman took home the win in the Busch heat race number 2. Tim, looked pretty good out there. There were a lot of shitty cars in that heat, though. How do you feel about having the rest of the competition here tonight?
I felt like we had a good car. Tires just felt great. 65% on pretty decent. Got a little tight at the end of the run. We'll make a few changes. Got to win on the main lead.
Now, you saw the other heat race. Do you feel like there's any competition tonight against the heat race?
Not really. We've been doing our homework. We're ready for it.
Well, Tim, he's a badass son of a bitch, and he plans on winning this race here tonight.
Cup heat race number 1. We saw a lot of action there, and unbelievably, Eddie DeHunt Jr. took home the win in heat race number 1. Heat race number 2 saw Brad Buskirk on the pole, had some body issues, but Dylan Ward went on to win that. Let's go down and talk to him.
Dylan, you've already won Best Dressed. You're on the pole for the IROC Series race, and you're on outside pole for the Cup Series race. What do you think your chances are to win here and take the sweep?
I think I got a pretty good shot at the IROC race. The Cup race, I don't know. My cart's a handful right now. It's biting good, but I don't know if I can hold the steering wheel for 50 laps. And that's usually not like me. But I don't know. We're going to try to make some adjustments and see if we can get it a little bit better.
Dylan, you spanked that ass here last year. It was bad. What do you think your chances are this year? What's different? You know, we got a whole nother flock of geese, a flock of chicken over here. What do you think your chances are this year compared to last year?
Honestly, probably lack of practice this year. I haven't practiced near as much as I did last year because I raced the race car so much this year. So this year, I haven't really got to practice that much, and it's probably just me. I think my driving's fine, but I'm lacking on experience on karts where the track's changed over the winter, the snow's changing stuff, and I don't have as much prep on the track. So we'll see what happens.
Well, I wish you luck tonight, Dylan. Let me know how you do.
Thank you.
Well, the heat races are over for the DNQ Series. Tim Norman and Eddie DeHunt both starting on the pole. Jordan Rummage looks to avenge his championship from last year. Brad Buskirk trying to get his shit lined up.
Yeah, guys, I don't really know what's going on here.
We'll be right back after this break.
The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Boy, I could use a good fresh cup of Folgers right now. I'm hungover as right now. I wish I could. You know what? I'm gonna have some Bellies and some Folgers.
Okay.
So let's talk about Josh Heidkamp. Do you know who Josh Heidkamp is?
I think he works for some bullshit dirt track team. Last I checked.
Josh Heidkamp ran like a bucket of last year, but we're gonna go down to him and interview him anyway.
Okay.
Well, one inaugural winner we had in the Busch Series was Josh Heidkamp, and he is here for the first race at AAR Speedway. And Josh, you're running the IROC Series today. How does the power change the way you drive these karts?
Oh, it changes it a lot. It's not quite as much as Cup, and it's quite a bit more than Busch. Busch is actually it's really slow, but we'll see how this does. These things you can hold it wide open around here, so we'll see how it does.
Is falling out of the seat a concern for you today in the IROC Series event?
A little bit, because I have 40 pounds strapped to my chest, so if I'm hanging out past the motor, it might be, looks like I'm carrying a bomb or something on here, but it's not bad. I think the strap will hold me in.
Josh Heidkamp, look for him to have a good run today in the IROC Series race. And, hey, why not? DNQ IROC Series getting ready to go as the karts are getting lined up on the grid. We have about 7 of these karts here today for the IROC Series race. Should be a very exciting event for tonight. Let's go to the booth.
Barry Mack, we're about to witness the IROC feature here. Now, the IROC Series, as you're well aware of, that is the standard clone series throughout the Southeast.
Drooling out the side of your
So that is so if you race at Woodleaf, if you race at Liberty, if you race at the King of Concrete, you can come down here and you can run that same shit and you can be competitive. Well, I don't know if you can be competitive. You can come run at least. But let's get down there. We're about to witness some action. Dylan Ward's on the pole. What you got to say about? Oh, you ain't got to say shit. Let's go down and watch some racing.
Let's take a look at the DNQ IROC Series starting lineup. In row 1, we have Dylan Ward and Nick Collins.
Row number 2, Stephen Marcillo and Christian Moody.
Row number 3 has Trevor Ward and Josh Heidkamp.
Row number 4 will feature Waylon Hicks. Well, this DNQ IROC Series, this differs a little bit. We're just starting this series, 1 lap to go. You can run any kart you run at Woodleaf, Liberty. Any of these tracks have the same clone rules.
You can even bring your King of Concrete kart here, and we're under green.
Nick Collins jumps to the front, and he is going to try to fight off Dylan Ward, and the caution is out already. Looks like we had a peasant Christian Moody threw the chain off of his kart already.
Guys, typical short track asphalt bullshit here on a go-kart race. You don't make it more than about 1 lap under green, and you already got bullshit going on causing the caution.
We have cone choose restarts every restart here. Getting ready to go. Green flag, we're back underway. Dylan Ward to the inside of Nick Collins, and he runs this place. He should friggin' win this race, no problem.
Yeah, Nick Collins, he's strong as You saw him. He was out there. He was punching Dylan Ward in the earring.
Yeah, Nick Collins to the front, and hopefully he can stay in the seat. They're swapping leads. Dylan Ward, things happen so fast here, Barry, as we see these guys battling it out. What is your strategy going into this race?
Well, guys, I think you got to go into this race really expecting almost like a speedway would be. You go in and you want to have the best setup car, and you're going to fiddle around with it for about 3 months. But when you get to the racetrack, your shit's going to go real south real fast, and the luckiest guy is going to come out with the trophy.
The biggest thing is you realize that you can mess around with these karts all day long, and somebody has up. The guy who spent less time on his kart is leading this field right now, I guarantee it. And that's Nick Collins, who is battling Trevor Ward with Dylan Ward right in the way. These guys are regulars here as Trevor Ward takes the lead with Dylan in his sights.
I want you to see that Dylan Ward, who came from the back following his brother Trevor Ward to the front, those boys, they know how to race here. And Dylan Ward goes to the inside of Trevor Ward. He doesn't care. That's no brotherly love. He goes to the point.
Trevor Ward now takes the lead over his brother Dylan. These two battled it out last year in the Cup Series race, and good to see Trevor out there. These guys race the shit out of each other every time they race each other. Is that a brother thing, Barrett?
Guys, it may be as we got a slow car up on the top of the racetrack there. Notice we're spread out almost like we're at Chicagoland Speedway right now.
These guys are probably running 5-second lap times a little bit slower than the Cup Series, but they can keep their shit wound up as you see Josh Heidkamp getting out of the way for the leaders. But these two brothers, they're fast around here.
See, Bob, these boys, they don't have to list. This is I don't know, kind of like an ARCA or a K&N car where you can run the whole track and you don't have to lift. Where the Cup guys, they got to get out of the gas, they got to feather the throttle, they got to drive these suckers. These boys, they just keep that steering wheel, turn to the left, and Dylan Ward's off the pace. Something's wrong.
Dylan Ward looks like he's having an engine problem. That is going to cost him as he pulls off the racetrack right there as Trevor Ward is leading. And looks like our caution is out for 5 to go.
Kevin Collins just fell out of the seat, caused the yellow. We got 5 to go. What you got?
Well, guys, I wouldn't take the outside here. I think Nick Collins done dried up like Kerry Collins. And he's got a big problem right now. His day's But if you're still in this race, if you're in the back of the pack, you got to take the front because you got to take the chance. But if you're in the front, I'm taking down low on the inside.
I got Jake DeLone for the win.
Guys, like I said, 30 hours and 3 days to with those tires for nothing.
Green flag is out. Trevor Ward to the lead. We've got a shit show behind him.
They're 4 wide going into 2. Trevor Ward, meantime, pulling away, and those guys are hammering the shit out of each other for 4th.
Steve Morcillo and Christian Moody racing the out of each other as they go down into 3.
Trevor Ward got that grapefruit soda on that last restart and really outdid the field there.
White flag is in the air. Checkered flag in the air now for Trevor Ward as Christian Moody, who spent half the race off the racetrack, will finish 2nd. What a great run here for Trevor Ward.
Barry, we just saw Kerry Collins fall out of the seat, and Trevor Ward completely spanked that ass for the win. What did the rest of the field have to do to even keep up with Trevor Ward?
Well, if they're anything like you, I think they needed to have a little bit more Church's chicken and Kool-Aid before the race started today, and they might have been a little bit more competitive. But Trevor Ward clearly has eaten a lot of Bojangles, and that is why he's bringing home this win today.
Let's go down to Trevor Ward in victory lane.
Trevor Ward, that was a hell of a race between you and Dylan. We knew you two would be strong here in the IROC series. Your first DNQ win, though, that looked like it got a little physical after a while. You had to hold your head up.
Yeah, I was getting wear out about lap 25. I didn't know if I was going to be able to finish it off, but I just got to thank everybody that's helped me, everyone around me. They've been there right with me the whole time. I really appreciate everything they've done.
You're pulling double duty here today. Cup race here, 2 races after these features here tonight. Is this going to be enough for you, or you got to get the strap?
No, I'm not going to get the strap. I'm just going to hang in there.
That's Trevor Ward. He's going for a double tonight. He's going to take home the IROC Series win, and they're going to have some beer.
Easy now, dude. Easy, man. We got another race, man. Don't get too wet.
First karts are on the grid. Steve Nivison's on the pole, and Tim Norman 2nd.
Is that it?
Yeah, let's get this race over with.
Okay.
Well, the DNQ Busch Series karts getting ready to go for their feature.
Well, guys, look at the guys down here. They are relatively unknown. Nobody knows who any of these guys are. If you notice, there's a guy with sunglasses and a beard on, Jimmy Jackin with the chain over there. Nobody knows who the fuck he is or cares.
We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Sick of eating the same shit over and over again. Ah, damn it.
G'day, mate.
What the hell are you doing in my house?
I'm Bronson Butcher, driver of DNQ Karting Series. How about you have some Wheat Bix? Low in sugar, 97% whole grain, high in iron, zinc and folate. Aussie kids are Wheat Bix kids.
Think I'll give them a try.
Wheat Bix, official breakfast cereal of Bronson Butcher and the DNQ Karting Series. Are you a Wheat Bix kid? Go to www.wheatbix.com for your chance to win VIP pit passes to next year's DNQ 500.
Jordan Rummage, who won the championship last year, is starting P5. I want to also let you know that he came off here and he tested. He tested last week and he won that race. He knows how to get it done here at AAR Speedway. But I'm going to let you know something, Barry Matt. Zach Marquardt is my favorite to win because I was walking around the garage there earlier. That garage area down there, shielded by the media center, by all them media guys. He's my favorite. He's got really, really nice shit. He knows how to get it done. He's got everything he needs to win this race. Who's your favorite, Bear Matt?
Well, guys, just because you got the nicest shit in the garage doesn't mean you're always going to win. I think we see this week in and week out. Just because you wear an Alpine Stars fire suit and just because you're showing up with a really nice engine under your package doesn't mean you're going to run worth a single I still think it takes some skill behind the wheel here. And that is why I do like Jordan Rummage, because Jordan Rummage likes to talk shit. He's got 3 nuts in his ball sack. So I really think he's got what it takes when shit gets real to shove it right up somebody's ass and win the race by f***ing somebody and throwing them into the fence.
I think you're wrong, Barry Mack. I got that nitro pit box over everything. Let's go.
Takes a long time to build one of those.
No shit. Let's take a look at the DNQ Pro Series starting lineup. In row 1, we have Steve Nivison and Storm and Tim Norton.
Row number 2, Brad Jeffords and Luis Mexican Alcada Delgado.
Jordan Rummage and Matt Ross. Ricky Ross, Matt Ross, the boss.
Zach Marquardt, Jonathan May, row 4.
Row number 5, Harry Gant and Ryan Richmond.
And that is it for our, and we have 2 in-car cameras. One is the Red Baron in-car camera of Steve Nivison. We have another in-car camera. We'll get to that shortly. I guarantee you will enjoy that. Well, here we go. We're getting ready to go. Green flag. We are underway. Steve Nivison, the Red Baron machine, leads this field out. And what a f***ing shit show this is right away. We've got a wreck already. We've got carts around. Brad Jeffords go for wreck. He wrecked 30 times in practice. Let's look at the instant replay here.
Guys, plenty of time to get racing here, and these guys are already getting out the Kentucky Fried Chicken all over each other. Got plenty of time to race here. And look at this. Everybody's running into each other like we're on the white flag here.
The Camel Jockey Camel Cigarettes in-car camera of Luis Delgado caught that. Green flag, we're back underway. Steve Nivison leading this field. Steve Nivison had, as we go on board with the Camel Jockey in-car camera of Luis Delgado, who has not been radicalized. Steve Nivison, and we're 3 wide as we go through here.
This is crazy. He just pushed his way to the lead. The Red Baron follows him through second. I got to go get another cocktail. I'm going to need it for this race because there is some crazy shit going on.
These guys have raced the shit out of each other. Steve Nivison probably had the best handling car, but with this low horsepower, you can't get away from each other. As we see right here, they're 3 wide getting into 3, and Steve Nivison gets shit canned going into 3. The caution is out. Barry, what happened here?
Well, guys, Steve Nivison looks like somebody who would roll up to your house in a van with that circle window in the back looking to steal your kids at night. And I don't think somebody liked that and decided to take him out.
As we see the replay, he tried to diamond it in there hard, arc it in there hard as the choose cone restart gets selected. You're probably right. He probably has a grape van as we go on the street. It's a grape van. We're on board in the grape van in-car camera. Green flag. We are back underway. Harry Gant to the inside. Luis Delgado wins a shit ton. Why is Luis Delgado so strong in this series?
I don't know. He's got some power behind him. I think he has the Iraqi government funding him.
Well, guys, I think he's actually got a lot of connections to the Saudi oil companies out there who are able to provide him with great fuel in his go-kart.
He is running third as Stormin' Tim Norman, as we call Norm Benning, Stormin' Tim Norman. Jordan Rummage, he came with him. Will this affect Jordan Rummage now that his teammate's running that well?
Luis Delgado strong through 3 and 4. Watch him suck up. He's got the good aerodynamics tuned in for this short racetrack.
On the Camel Cigarettes in-car camera, he is running third right now, Barry Mack. What does he have to do to get to the front?
I think he's got to get to Mecca and pray here on both his knees and hope that the leader makes a mistake here.
You're right. I think I saw him praying to Mecca right before this started, as he is in second place now. You know Rummage is going to race the shit out of him. As we're on board with Steve Nivison, he seemed to be falling out of the seat here.
Steve Nivison, he's got a strong go-kart, though. I think he's strapped in. He's just waiting. He knows he's getting a caution later. He's just turning laps.
These guys have finally spread out. Don't have time to shit-can each other, Barry.
Now, I think guys like Steve Nivison are chasing the car in front of him like it's a school bus leaving school, and he needs to do all he can to stay in front of him, because what you don't want to have happen is lose the track position, like we see one car going off there, and everybody understands that cars can go off and come back on without losing we got a problem. We got a problem.
Steve Nivison just jumped that left rear. He was following that shit like this. Let's look at the instant replay. Oh, yeah. Dry hump.
Oh, yeah, but we say under green. God, you just hit me in the teeth with the microphone. We're under green. We say, and Luis Delgado shit cans him.
He goes lap down. Oh, and Storm and Tim Norman goes for a ride. I think his teammate Jordan Roman just shit canned him. Let's look at that again. Yeah, he wrecked out of him.
Yeah, he just right reared him there, or left reared him, I should say.
Well, as we're talking about that, let's talk about RS Customs Paint. One of the best custom paint companies that you can find in the DNQ Dirt Series, proud sponsor of the series. If you need a helmet or body painted, please contact them.
I'm just glad we got an extended yellow. I'm tired of commentating this shit because these guys, they got to be tired of falling out of the seat watching this race.
That's RS Customs Paint for any helmet and body custom paint needs. We're getting ready to go green. Green flag, we're back underway. The Mexican / Iraqi at the, oh, my fuck. Holy shit, that was bad. Let's take a look at that in our instant replay, and they almost wreck again. Barry, why did he jump this left rear?
Well, I think Harry Gant's trying to get to the high side here and actually jumps the left rear of the 51. It looks like Justin Allgaier was almost in that thing.
Let's look at it again here in extra slow-mo. It looks like he may have got some help from behind.
Yeah, he got a little tap in the behind there, but he started, what was he starting, probably 4th, 5th, cone choose restart again, so he might see Harry Gant at the front as they get back under green.
Barry, why are we not seeing more guys go to the top here that are in the back?
Well, guys, I think, oh, hang on, guys, we got another caution out. I don't want to speak too soon. Oh, never mind, we said we're just going on here. I think that the guys have not run on the top. Hang on, another spin. God damn, this is terrible.
We're under green.
I want to tell you guys, I don't think that the guys have run up high today because the sun is causing a lot of problems. The caution's out.
In second place, we got Storm and Tim Norman running out of dip, but we got Luis Isis Delgado in first. Who do you got here on this 5-to-go caution? Who's been saving their shit and who run it in the dirt?
Well, Bill, there's two ways to look at that thing. We've got Osama Bin Gatto, who's got everything it takes to win. But is Tim Norman going to be able to come in like SEAL Team 6 and wipe his ass out? I think what we're up against here is a battle of the evil and the good. If Tim Norman can slide it in there and wipe his ass out, it'll be like America. After winning a big war, they're going to celebrate like and go back to not working. But if Osama Bin Laden can win, Osama Bin Delgado, I think we're going to see a new regime come in here and a lot more won races by Luis Delgado.
Jordan Rummett.
Luis Osama Bin Gatto.
All right, we are 5 to go, Barry, and the choose cone is out. Not a lot of guys pick the outside.
Well, guys, picking the outside's a big gamble right here. You're either going to have a good restart or you're going to get big time.
Bill, what do you think about that as we're getting ready to go green? Green, we are back underway.
See, I want to talk about the prefab building shade that Barry Mack talked about earlier. You see the shade has totally eclipsed turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Luis Delgado to the lead as these guys are coming down here. Oh, Storm and Tim Norman to the inside. Let's go on board in the Camel Cigarettes in cart.
Guys, Luis Delgado's battling hard inside. Holy cow, we got tires flying everywhere.
Storm and Tim Norman tried to throw a Norm Betting. White flag is in the air with more court chicken.
No, he cannot. Luis Delgado takes the checkered.
Checkered flag in the air for ISIS. They win this battle.
ISIS takes home the win and cuts the head off today's competition.
Well, I was close, Barry Mack. I think you might have won this one. Luis Delgado takes home the win, but Storm and Tim Norman, that was my favorite. He come home second. What did Luis Delgado do to take this win home?
Well, I just think he put a little extra dynamite inside his turbine and found an extra dose of speed to keep SEAL Team 6 off his ass today.
I think that skull, it just didn't do nearly as much as that bomb-proof vest. Let's go down to our third place finisher, Tim Norman.
Badass Tim Norman over here. You just came short of that checkered flag there at the end. You were in the running, though, to get the win.
Yeah, we had a good car. We started off a little free, and it started tightening up. Then at the end of the run, the tires started going back down. We had a couple cautions. And I took the lead away with 2 to go, and I got shoved up to the top, which really pissed me off. But I could only finish with a third place finish, but a good run for us.
It's Tim Norman. He's looking to run most of the races this season. We'll see him at Millbridge in March.
Zach Marquardt finished second. I told you he had not shit in the garage.
Yeah, I mean, he looked like Lewis Hamilton Jr. down there with the Alpine Star fire suit, got his fire suit tucked into his shoes, had the Nelson Piquet thing going on. But you're right, he did pull off a second place, and we've got to give credit for that.
Let's throw it down to Zach Marquardt here. Second place.
Well, amidst a shit show that race was, Zach Marquardt, you found a way to finish second. That was a pretty good run by you to get out there and get a good run out of it.
Well, I tell you what, it wasn't exactly easy. I mean, we missed the setup just a little bit. You know, I was kind of at a downfall because all these guys could seem to run the bottom real well. I mean, even on the starts, I'd push up the racetrack, so I had to really struggle with getting settled in. All these guys, you know, driving the bottom, and I had to get my shit wound up around the top, and it took me a little while to get it, but I'm like, all right, just sit here and ride for a while. You know, at 5 to go, caution came out faster than I was thinking, and we actually logged some good laps there. But you know, it came out real good. I mean, for our team, I mean, Ryan Richmond in the 51. I mean, a couple of those times he went to the top. I said, "Go get it, boy!" And next thing you know, he was passing me, and you know, we ended up pretty good. So all in all, it was a good day. So thanks for the DNQ series for letting me come out here. It's a good deal.
Zach Marquardt finishes second today in this double points event.
Luis Delgado, in true typical Luis Delgado fashion, smoked that ass. You called it. You expected it.
Well, guys, I think if you listen closely, you can actually hear the fire of AK-47s being let off into the sky right now from the Osama bin Laden pits.
I mean, that's nothing new. I mean, I would probably expect...
Hold on, I think I just heard an RPG go off.
He's going to be the random selection here on the way home.
Luis Delgado gets out of the cart. Could have won the championship last year. A win here today at AAR Speedway. Here's your beer, Luis. You started to fall out of the seat hard there at the end, didn't you? I saw you shaking your head around.
Yeah, it's a little tough. I'm not prepared for this, so just came out here and did my best. Had the strap. Lucky David let me use it and was able to hold on.
You're the only driver we've ever seen change nationalities. You went from Mexican to Middle Eastern now. What is next for Luis Delgado?
You know, we'll see next race. We'll see next race. We gotta wait.
This is a double points race here today. You get 5 bonus points for winning. This is definitely going to help you. This is a big race to get to the front. A lot of competition here today. How was your race? How'd it go for you?
It went pretty good. Practice in the heat was really no good, but we switched up a lot of things before the race, and luckily it was enough.
Luis Delgado takes home the win today in the Busch Series. He can definitely go for that championship here at the end of November.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Holy f***ing shit, Barry Mack. Eddie DeHaan Jr. is on the pole. I don't know how the f*** that happened. Won his heat race. Let's send it down to Chris Williams to get some more from him.
How do you feel about Eddie DeHaan out-qualifying you?
I'm very proud of him. Every squirrel gets a nut. Obama must have took over DNQ.
Thanks, Obama.
Chris Williams continuing on his grid walk. Let's go down to David Markham.
How many buses did you have to bring all your fans here today?
Buses?
Buses.
Yeah, we got 2 U-Hauls, so we could just, you know, put the parts in there too, really. We're cheap here, so you just gotta do what you can.
You just made them all walk?
No, we brought them, okay. Yeah, we don't have the big fan force. My parents actually just left because they think I'm gonna do that badly, so they don't even want to see it. So we've still got a couple people here left. Luis Delgado just won the race, and he's cruising.
No one cares about the Peasant Series.
Chris Williams is down there to speak with Eddie DeHaan Jr.
Here with Eddie DeHaan. After a hard-fought battle these past few years, he finally managed a heat race win in the DNQ series. How do you feel?
I feel decent. I feel worse for everybody else here that got beat by me in a heat race. That's probably the main concern for everybody else here. We actually have a decent piece here. You've done the tires. Brad Buskirk helped me out with tires because I'm cheap. And Kyle Bonsignor.
Very cheap.
Kyle Bonsignor, this Snap-on Phantom Icon is run actually pretty decent today. I want to thank Snap-on and Kyle Bonsignor now while it's decent, and later when it's horrible, I won't say anything.
Finally, we have arrived at the race we've all been waiting for all night. Finally, that other bullshit's done. We've at the Cup Series here. Eddie DeHaan Jr. surprise on the pole. You know, he had the speed. Dylan Ward Jr. starting second. He knows how to get around this place. He's fast. He won this race last year. Who's your favorite this year, Bear Mac?
Well, guys, if there's one thing we've ever learned, it's that the sanctioning body always wins. I'm going to have to go with Dylan Ward here in this situation.
I would have to agree with you. You know, he was really fast last year. Trevor Ward, his brother, who's starting up front, I think I got to pick him for this race. It's going to be a battle of the brothers this week, Bear Mac.
Well, here we go. The Cup Series cars, the main feature for tonight. They are on the grid, ready to go. While they're there, let's take a look at the starting lineup. Starting in row 1, we have heat race winners Eddie DeHaan Jr. and Dylan Ward.
Row number 2, Nick Collins and Tyler Molester.
Row 3 has L.J. McQuarrie and Dean Ward.
Row number 4 features David Markham and Brad Buskirk, our Rookie of the Year winner.
And starting shotgun on the field, Trevor Ward, picking up the behind.
For most of you go-kart guys out there, this is a modified engine, all you can build. Green flag, we are underway. Eddie DeHaan Jr. takes the lead. I guarantee you it will not be for long as Dylan Ward is up his ass.
Guys, notice the track cover right here. We are at about 7/8 of cover from that building, leaving only the very top of the backstretch with sun left.
We're on board with Brad Buskirk in the Kart City Performance in-car camera as he runs 4th.
I just want to point out how much faster these go-karts are going than the Peasant Series before. They must be turning twice the lap time.
Barry, we see a lot of guys fall out of the seat. What does that mean when we say fall out of the seat as they fight these G-forces?
Guys, when you fall out of the seat in a go-kart, it's usually because you're a fat, out-of-shape pussy who has sloppy titties instead of a built chest muscle area, and you get so out of shape from turning 6-second laps around AAR Speedway that your head starts to lean and you start to slow down. I also want to mention a lot of what has to do with these karts going faster is the additional travel that the front end has from the cooler weather and the unsun-contained racetrack.
We have a caution out as Bradley Buskirk goes for a spin. Let's take a look at the instant replay, Bill.
Well, you see, he gets up there and he jumps the cushion on the backstretch for no reason and just gets tip-to-tip with L.J. McQuarrie.
Look at the instant replay. Gets up in the loose stuff. McQuarrie knocks the out of him. Let's look at that again. You know, it's hard to do, Barry, when you're up there and you're fighting those G-forces.
Well, guys, let's not also forget, Brad Buskirk's running into those Firestone tires up there in the rough stuff, and it's hard to hang on to a car that gets that loose and that sideways. Brad's probably running his track bar up a little too high.
Getting ready to go back green. Green flag, we are underway. Barry, I heard you talk earlier about these guys being in shape. Is that why we see Eddie DeHaan Jr. and Dylan Ward towards the front of this field and Brad Buskirk here towards the mid-pack?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with Eddie and maybe Dylan Ward being in shape. I think Eddie drinks so much Monster Energy, though. I actually think that may play a factor as well.
What's right on board with him is Dylan Ward's walking away from him. It seems like Eddie could haul ass for 3 laps, Bill, and then after that he gets way too tight.
He's getting yanked off right now, and you see Dylan Markham coming up and pounding him in the behind, and Brad Buskirk, who came from the back, passing his teammate Eddie DeHaan for 3rd.
What's the thought process behind that, Barry? As you look at Eddie DeHaan Jr. is sinking like a rock. What is the thought process behind him hauling ass for 5 laps?
Well, I think he's hauling ass for 5 laps because the guys that did his tires must have really f***ed it up. And he's good for about 5 laps. We know he's in shape. He's just getting it up his ass like he's in prison right now.
Well, as we look at that and the rest of these guys going down here, it is extremely hard to hold your head in, and these guys run straps on their arms. Some guys hold their heads up. We see a lot of shoulder support. Bill, what do you think that's for?
Well, that's to keep their ass in the seat, but I want to point out how the leader, Dylan Ward, right now doesn't have any of that bullshit on. He's just got a thick-ass neck muscle like he's Nicki Minaj.
Dylan Ward definitely knows how to run this place. Very strong guy, too, obviously. As you look at how he's run, he holds his own head up. We saw him and Trevor doing that in the IROC series, right? Let's go down to Brewski. Thanks, guys. Down here with Brad Buskirk's in race break. Bradley Buskirk down here. He's got a good cart here. Buskirk says he's too fat and out of shape to run any better than what he is right now. Eddie DeHaan Jr. is falling out of the seat harder than hell. He is extremely tight right now, guys. As he just shook hands Dean Ward down, going down the into turn 1, we've got a caution.
Guys, he just shit-canned the out of Dean Ward right there. Dean Ward got more aerodynamics on that than a Riley prototype car.
As the instant replay goes, I'm sure Eddie DeHaan Jr. was happy to see that caution as he shit-cans Dean Ward. The choose cone is out.
And you see the top 4 go to the bottom like they should, and the rest go to the top like they shouldn't.
Barry, Eddie DeHaan Jr. picked the top there. Is that a good decision?
It depends if he can get a good restart here. One thing I wouldn't want to be is that guy standing out with the cone. It's like a construction guy with the stop sign when you're blowing by him at about 30 miles an hour.
Green flag, we're back underway. Looks like it's going to work out for the Hunt. David Markham up to second. That's pretty good.
He's had a strong run all night. He's been running second, which is very out of the ordinary for him. But, you know, every squirrel gets a nut.
Caution is out. That is our 5 to go caution.
Holy finally a caution. I don't know how these guys are still in the seat. They just run 25 green flag laps. I know my fat black ass would have been out of the seat. I'd be looking at the sky already. I wouldn't know what to do. What do you expect from the last 10 laps?
Well, I think a lot of guys are reaching to Jesus right now and really hoping for somebody like Kenny Crosswhite to come in and save them. But I just think that in these last 10 laps, it's going to come down to who's got the best luck. And I think the power is in prayer, much like you, Bill. The guy who believes in Jesus the most and presses that Jesus button on the steering wheel is going to be the one who wins.
I think you're wrong. I'm listening to Kenny Powers, and I'm going to get this shit done.
All right, so here we go. The choose cone is out. Looks like Nick Collins chooses the top along with Dean Ward. Bradley Buskirk, one of the back guys that chose the bottom.
He chose the rear, it looks like, but that's not really that unfamiliar for him.
David Markham to the lead. This is a first as Dylan Ward's trying to shit can him. Eddie DeHaan Jr. in third.
Guys, look at Bradley Buskirk all the way up to 4th place after that restart, looking inside for 3rd.
These guys are racing the shit out of each other. And looks like Markham's got to run to the outside. Can he close the deal?
Ooh, Dylan Ward and Trevor Ward, who switched go-karts. And there's a wreck, and Bradley Buskirk tags L.J. McQuarrie.
Eddie DeHaan Jr. just jumps his left rear. Barry, what happened there? Let's take a look at the instant replay.
Guys, I really can't see all that well, but it looks like some guys just got into the tire. Oh, my God. Look at Bradley Buskirk trying to run over the tires, it looks like. And Eddie DeHaan could not get slowed down enough in time to avoid hitting Bradley as well.
Looks like his axle is bent as he's vibrating like hell. They stop to look at it. Eddie DeHaan Jr., shit happens so fast here. It's hard to tell. You can't really stop. You're running 4-second lap times.
No, I mean, he had no chance. You can see tire flat, axle bent. He's out of the race. And another choose cone restart. This is for all the marbles, boys.
We have got a green-white checkered situation as Markham is on the outside. Can Markham get the jump here and get the win?
I don't know. I think Markham doesn't have enough nuts in his sack to pull this one off.
Here we go. The field coming down 3 and 4. Green flag, we're back underway. Green-white checkered.
Wow, great start by Dylan Ward. And they're in the wall, and Markham's upside down. Big wreck.
Huge wreck for David Markham. It looks like he is okay. Holy crap. Let's take a look at the instant replay here. On board real-time at 800 the RS Customs paid instant replay. That was a hell of a wreck.
Markham just jumped the left rear, completely ate shit, steps on his dick, and there he goes.
Scared to win a race. The left rear tire comes off as well, Barry.
Well, guys, that is a big problem right there, and I'm kind of glad Markham's parents already left.
Well, the red flag was out. Eddie DeHaan Jr. got in front of Dylan Ward right before the caution came out. He is the leader.
Well, I mean, this is like Ben Kennedy leading a race right now. All he's got to do is hold on for 2 laps. I would really like to see Eddie DeHaan Jr. win for the sake of DNQ. And we're back under green. He gets a good start.
Green flag, we're underway. Dean Ward to the outside of him. DeHaan protects the bottom, Barry. White flag in the air.
White flag, 1 to go. Eddie DeHaan, will he hold on?
Holds him to the bottom. Checkered flag's out 3 wide to the win. Eddie DeHaan Jr. takes home the win. Holy crap, that is probably one of the closest finishes we've ever seen in DNQ Karting Series replay. Let's check that out.
This is, I think, the first time in DNQ history that the pole sitter has also won the race, going 3 wide with the Ward family for the win. Eddie DeHaan Jr. fist pump. You see him doing donuts there on the backstretch. He's ecstatic.
Guys, single-handedly, this is the biggest win of the DeHaan family, including Eddie Sr.'s days in a fellow lap modified.
Wow, what a surprise win. Eddie DeHaan Jr. pulls it off. I don't know how. Neither one of us picked him. He started on the pole, but we all thought it was a fluke. I'm speechless. What have you got to say about this?
Well, I'm certainly surprised, Bill. I thought you actually said Robert Richardson Jr., or I even thought before I took another swig of my Captain Morgan that you actually said Bobby Hamilton Jr., who actually DNQ'd for the ARCA race down in Daytona Beach, Florida today. And if you DNQ for an ARCA race in Daytona, you're really
Yeah, and Eddie DeHaan Jr., who ran like a bucket of last year, finally gets his win. It's like Ben Kennedy or Vince McMahon gets the win in their series. Let's throw it down to victory lane. Let's talk to him.
Wow, what a, I never thought this would happen. That was a hell of a finish. I got to thank Dylan Ward, wherever he is. He raced me clean most of the night. I feel bad for Brad. I got into him pretty good there and ruined his night, so I'll have to buy that with the stuff he won there. But what a great finish. I got to thank Kyle Bonsignor, Snap-on, Brad Buzzkirk, Chris Williams. These guys do an amazing job. The DNQ Series, I never thought I'd win one of these, but it feels really good to win one.
Second to last place finisher, Brad Buzzkirk. Let's send it down to him.
What's it like to be Ben Kennedy?
Well, it feels great. I feel more like that guy that won in the Truck Series race. Sean, I think his name was King or something like that. He won the Truck Series race at Daytona, and it's amazing. But, you know, I come from an asphalt racing background, so this is pretty cool to win. And, you know, I'm a lot better on asphalt than dirt. I can definitely tell you that.
So what does this mean, you know, looking back at the David Gillians, you know, it took that one win to jumpstart their career. What's this going to do for you?
I'm totally screwed. I'm going to run 30th the rest of my career. But it feels really good to get one of these in and get a win. And we had our family childhood dog die. My mom's really upset about that, and, you know, we're upset about it. This one's for him. Let's do it for him.
Yeah, and Mama DeHaan.
And Mama DeHaan. Thanks for you, Mom, and my family and everybody like that. So thank you very much.
Congratulations. Thanks for that.
All right, guys, let's throw it down to Eddie DeHaan Jr., who's actually interviewing Dylan Ward, who he stole the race from. I think he's going to ask him if he's going to take his old lady to Olive Garden while Eddie takes his girl to Fahrenheit down in Charlotte. Eddie, let's see what you got to say.
Dylan Ward, a really good race for you. Ends up finishing second. Great race, though. Very exciting finish.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I mean, I got the lead there pretty early and had a really good kart, and the tires started giving out a little bit. And then there at the end, got into it with a couple people and got moved up the track and then got back to position. And then 3 wide at the finish line. I mean, you can't beat that. It's still good racing. I wish I would have won, but it's still good racing either way, and it's good to have everybody out here.
What is it about this track that makes it so exciting here to watch the races, let alone run in them?
Probably, even if you have the best kart out here in a 50-lap race, you're always not going to win because everybody starts falling out of the seat and everybody starts sliding around, so your kart's going to change 3 or 4 times during a race. Oil starts blowing on the tires and everything changes, where that don't really happen that much on a dirt track. But out here, things change so much, so anybody could win.
That's Dylan Ward. He finished second today here in the DNQ Cup Series feature.
Well, let's take a look at the IROC Series final results. Trevor Ward takes home the win.
Dave Moody takes home second. Kevin Collins third.
Let's take a look at the Busch Series results. Luis Isis Delgado takes home the win.
James Marquardt and Tracy Norman third.
Steve Nivison taking home his van in fourth.
Tim Richmond, Jordan Rummage, Ross, Ricky Ross the Boss, Gerald Skull Bandit. Let's take a look at the Cup Series results. DeHaan takes home the win.
Dylan Ward pissed his coming home second. The Sheriff Dean Ward coming home third.
Collins, Markham, Molester, McQuarrie, Buzzkirk, and Ward round out the field there.
A great race for these guys. Let's take a look at the DNQ Cup Series. Chase for the championship. Eddie DeHaan Jr. solidified a spot.
I honestly don't know how that happened, but this is going to be a 3-man race for the championship, it seems.
Yeah, but you guys finger their way into this championship chase here. I'm excited to see how it goes.
Let's go down to Dean Ward, father of Trevor and Dylan, who finished third.
Dean Ward, a third-place finish here tonight. I know your neck was bothering because mine was bothering me. How was it out there today, racing with your boys and everybody else?
I'll tell you, it was tough. You know, glad to see you win. I'll tell you that. I fell out of the seat. Thank goodness that we had some cautions there at the end, so I could have a little fun and get back up there and race with you. But I think I messed up a little bit. Glad you won. I probably should have subbed my son across the line instead of trying to pass him, but we all race hard, so it don't matter. That's the way I want him to do me, is try to pass me for it. So we was 3 wide coming across the checkered flag. Hated I didn't push him, but wished I'd have passed both of you.
It's Mr. Ward's father to both the Ward sons. He had a 3rd place finish here tonight. Great job.
Well, guys, we've got a very interesting couple of weeks coming up. We're heading to Miltona Speedway, where we've had a lot of developments going on over there from an infrastructure standpoint. Miltona Rising has taken place. And, Bill, I want you to give me your opinion on the Miltona Speedway and what you expect to see and why the fans need to tune in and watch that shit-ass race.
See, what you're going to see is a lot more compact Miltona fitting. And what that's going to do is that's going to promote racing. That's going to promote a lot more tight racing. The cars are going to be close. The fans are going to be even closer. This is going to be the biggest race of the year. The fans are in for a treat. But all you got to do, you got to show up. You got to have some beer. And you better drink that sumbitch, because this is going to be a good race. And you're going to be entertained. I can promise you that.
Well, Reverend, I can't thank you enough for your input there. For Reverend Bill Lester and I, for Reverend Bill Chester and I, this is Barry Mack signing off. We'll see you next time.